What's good, y'all? It's your guy Bendu, and I'm coming at y'all. So there's this as a lot of you probably know, Dan Price on Twitter. He talks a lot about the minimum wage and basically just like labor in the United States and everything. And I can't believe I missed this, but he put out this thread about what happened when he decided to take a cut in his CEO pay and everything to pay his employees $70,000 a year, basically a living wage. And I guess he did a study for it or something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and go to that now. So yeah, so here he goes. This is the Twitter thread that he put out. So I'm just going to go ahead and read through it, play the video and everything, and just give my thoughts on it. 6 years ago today, I raised my company's minimum wage to $70,000. Fox News called me a socialist whose employees would be on bread lines. Since then, our revenue tripled. We're a Harvard business school case study, and our employees had a 10 times boom in homes bought. Always invest in people. And this is the video he put out.
What I wanted to announce today is we're going to have a minimum $70,000 pay rate for everyone that works here.
Have you seen the CEO of the Seattle-based company who raised the minimum wage at his credit card processing company to $70,000 per year?
Lunatic of all lunatics, Dan Price, CEO of Gravity Payments.
I hope this company is a case study in MBA programs on how socialism does not work, because it's going to fail.
I mean, already, if Fox News is against anything you're doing, you're probably in the right spot. And definitely, and if Rush Limbaugh was, because, Rush Limbaugh's dead now, was against anything you're doing, you're probably doing the right thing. So.
Thoughts on this guy? Personally, I think he's a socialist, but
this is the man who's doing it. Are you a socialist?
Well, look, I don't support a minimum wage.
That's the argument they use all the time. Are you a social? Like, yeah, I am. Like, and what, like, I guess I would identify as a socialist. You already know. I don't like to say I'm a communist, socialist, capitalist, whatever the fuck I am. I'm just for good ideas. But yeah, I'm a socialist. So what if I am? Like, that shit just irks my soul, because it's like, one, it negates the bloody history that this country has of basically like going after socialists, leftist, basically leftist, communist, socialist, whatever it is. Going after them in non-democratic authoritarian ways. And it's like it ignores that history, but it also excludes the whole ideology from the record. Professor Wolf talks about this a lot, how it was always a taboo thing for college professors to even mention, even talk, even if they were capitalist, it was taboo for them to even talk positively about communism and socialism. And that taboo has gone, has been removed for the most part in recent years. So it's like the fact that like you think your idea is so holier than thou that you can't even have a competing ideology even be talked about is fucking ridiculous.
Wage increase because it's a job killer, but he's a private business.
This is the free thought people too, the people that don't believe in censorship, censoring a whole ideology, political ideology and economic ideology.
Business owner, if he wants to do this in between hugging trees.
I have a hunch we're going to know Dan Price for a really long time. But the 130 employees of Gravity Payments, I think they're going to be on the welfare line soon.
I have to say, Eric, I think he's pretty foolish.
The whole world pretty much was against it and said we would fail.
People started having babies, buying homes, paying down debt. They got healthier. Multiple people lost 100 pounds, beat cancer.
Home ownership skyrocketed, especially first-time home ownership. We had 70% of the people at the company report that they had paid down debt.
Happy employees make a much better company.
For the second time, the CEO of credit card processing company
Given that he's from Seattle too, he kind of looks like Kurt Cobain. Yo, speaking of which, Nirvana, they were so outside of Linkin Park. So I know this is just like a very loose sidebar, but fuck it, I'm not talking about everything's on this channel from time to time. Outside of Linkin Park, Nirvana was like my basic introduction into rock, because Linkin Park, I didn't really listen to their catalog, only listened to the songs they had on like Transformers, and I fucked with that project they did with Jay-Z, that I think, what was it, Collision Course or something like that. But yeah, Nirvana, that was like, dog, I loved Nirvana from like my fucking junior year of high school until I realized they're actually a garbage band and they're just moody fucks who doesn't talk about anything. But Cobain always said like his songs don't really like mean anything, honestly. So, but yeah, they were my introduction to rock. Now, like, I guess my favorite band now, because they're not a rock band, they're kind of like what bluesy country band, the Alabama Shakes. I don't even know if they're still together, but yeah, the Alabama Shakes. I don't know if you guys have heard of 68, Code Orange. Those are some of the, like, the rock band, rock metal, I guess, whatever you want to say, because Code Orange is metal, I believe. But those are some of the bands that Bendu listens to. I don't just listen to hip hop; I listen to everything. So, shit, I'll listen to polka. I'll listen to polka music, and that shit slap, bro. Yo, bro, imagine 21 Savage on the fucking polka beat. All right, I'm done. Stop talking music. We're back to politics.
Gravity Payments is slashing his salary in order to raise the pay of his employees.
3, 2, 1. We purchased a company in Idaho, but we've been successful enough that we're able to afford to do it, and we're very proud of that. We have nearly tripled our processing volume from a little over $3 billion to over 10 since we implemented this.
You were laughed at. You were called a socialist. You were told that the business would fail, that this would be a study at Harvard Business School in how not to operate a business. And actually now you're being studied as an example of something that worked for you and clearly worked for these workers.
I think what Dan has done is not only extraordinary for his own employees, I hope it sets an example for companies all over this country.
The sacrifice, was worth the experiment and worth what came afterwards.
Dan, I salute you.
So yeah, continuing this thread, since our $70,000 minimum wage was announced 6 years ago, our revenue tripled, headcount grew 70%, customer base doubled, babies had by staff grew by 10 times, 70% of employees paid down debt, homes bought by employees grew 10 times as well, 401k contributions grew 155%, turnover dropped in half. After our $70K minimum wage, 76% of employees are engaged at work, 2 times the national average. Customer attrition fell to 25%, below national average. We expanded to a new Boise office and enacted $70,000 minimum wage there as well. Our highest paid employee makes 4 times our lowest paid employee, down from 33 times. We started our 70K minimum wage with about 130 employees in Seattle. It worked so well, we expanded it to a new Boise office where the cost of living is lower, but people deserve good pay all the time. We now have about 200 employees. At the start of the pandemic, we lost 55% of our revenue overnight. Our employees were so invested, they volunteered to take temporary pay cuts to prevent any layoffs. We weathered the storm, paid everyone back, and now are giving out wages. Now are giving out raises. I'm sorry about that. What helped inspired our $70,000 minimum wage? An employee was secretly working a second job at McDonald's. It was clear I was an awful CEO who was failing his employees. I gave her a raise to quit that job. No one should have to work 2 jobs to make ends meet. When I've been on Fox News, the production assistants who led me through backstage confided they were making minimum wage and struggling to get by in New York City. I asked the host, who made 7 figures and laughed at me on air, to talk about their workers' pay on air. They always said no. Our success with a $70,000 minimum wage isn't some fluke. A Massachusetts biotech recruiting firm raised its minimum wage and saw revenue and headcount grow 50%, while retention rates doubled. Profit held steady despite the $500,000 cost of raises. To help finance our $70,000 minimum wage, I cut my CEO pay from $1.1 million to $70K. I don't miss anything about the millionaire lifestyle. Money buys happiness when you climb out of poverty. But going from well off to going from well off to very well off won't make you happier. Doing what you believe is right will. People focused on the cost of paying employees but not on its benefits. For us, our happy employees drove record sales, and we now have $20,000 small business clients. We now have 20,000 small business clients. Our turnover is low, and we spend $0 on advertising openings since we get thousands of applicants. We're doubling down on our mission to invest in employees. Our revenue which comes from small business credit card processing, is still down slightly from pre-pandemic, but we're handing out raises of 5 to 6% and hiring to grow headcount by 10% to make workloads easier. Does this way of doing business actually work? I broke it all down the other day with one of the best, Mehdi Hassan on the Mehdi Hassan show. So go watch that clip. But you guys get the gist of what's going on here. So this sounds too good to be true, but I haven't seen necessarily any backlash because he posted this. How long ago did he posted this? A while ago. Oh, on April 13th. He posted this on April 13th. So, and I saw him passing. Kyle Kalinske did a segment on it, but I never really watched it because I follow Dan Price on Twitter, so I see him all the time talking about the shit he talks about, and I see a lot of you on Twitter retweet him, often and everything. So, but yeah. So this just goes into the face of the minimum wage argument. Are you going to hear Joe Biden talking about this guy? No. You're going to hear Bernie talking about him, but Bernie's never going to do anything to help these people. But this shows that, but the lesson Democrats will learn from this, they're going to say, well, this shows that if we just rely on the kindness of the CEO's hearts, they'll all eventually do the right thing. Wrong lesson. This shows you that what Richard Wolff talks about, which is the cooperative model, works. This is basically in some a former fashion, a cooperative. It's still a CEO, blah, 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 but the ideology of giving the workers more pay and more say basically works because this is basically what he fucking did. He still is the owner of the company, and I'm pretty sure he'll still be able to make decisions on everything. Like tomorrow, he can reverse all this tomorrow. However, but the ideology of what he's putting forth now is definitely socialist. It's definitely socialist, social democracy at the very least. But it's in some form or fashion the ideology of the cooperative model. So really applaud him for doing this. The fucking numbers speaks for themselves. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and close the video out there, guys. As always, thank you for tuning in. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Emphasis on showing all that love because y'all know the YouTube CEO already, was talking that bullshit. She was talking about keeping independent media down. So definitely show love. If you're on Odyssey, hit that flame emoji. All that. Y'all know what it is. Y'all been showing love on there too. Salute to y'all. I might have to do something for Odyssey. I might start posting exclusive content to Odyssey for you guys. But speaking of exclusive content, I'm going to go ahead and announce this. I started a Patreon. You guys probably see it in the YouTube channel's link. I'm going to start posting it in the description and comments and everything like that. One of the things I'm starting to do is I'm actually working on doing written pieces now because I like writing. I don't know if you guys noticed, but outside of this, I write everything from music. I do hip hop and everything, rap. I write movie scripts. I wanted to be a fucking film director. And then I got into politics. So, that's out the window. Hollywood's never going to let somebody like me direct the movie. So, but yeah, I like, one of my passions is definitely writing. So I'm going to be writing opinion pieces. As of right now, it's going to be on my homie's channel. It's called High Media. I'm gonna put the link down below I'm gonna share the link to you guys in one of the videos later on. I'm gonna let y'all know because I haven't finished working on the piece I'm working on yet. But I'm also going to be doing written exclusive content on the Patreon page as well. So you guys can swing by there. I'm not going to put it behind the paywall or anything. Just something that's not on YouTube and that's exclusively for y'all. But if you can swing by the Patreon, show love on there, it would be greatly appreciated to help support the show. But yeah, and I'm just excited to write because I like reading people's shit. I like reading Whitney Webb, fucking Glenn Greenwald, Max Blumenthal, Aaron Matei, Ben Norton, Danny Haifong, bro, all of them. Y'all know I like reading their content, and they've kind of inspired me to, get into writing. So I'm gonna take a crack at it, see if I'm any good at it. So definitely let me know, when I let y'all know when I post it. Let me know if I'm garbage or not. So, but yeah, so definitely if you can show love on the Patreon, go ahead on there. There's gonna be exclusive content today. I'm not gonna put it behind the paywall though. I know it's kind of redundant to do that, but I don't feel I should be putting shit behind the paywall from y'all. You feel me? So. But yeah, so the link for the Patreon is going to be down below. It might be in the comments too. I've been watching videos for people that do Patreons to see how to do it and everything. So just show love if you can. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Peace. Easy.